I think the whole fidgeting thing started with the food.
But why do people fall for such things?
Because of bubble wrap.
No, why do people like you spend money on
What
that?
about the bike ride hailing service? Gojek. They
Gojek.
tried it here, but
Okay, I will admit that every time I'm in Jakarta, I jump on a Gojek.
that's like an
it
Uber
much
Grab
cheaper?
for bikes,
It's
right?
cheaper but because
Faster.
traffic in
Traffic.
Jakarta is quite crap.
Traffic, yeah.
But there's a problem with that.
What's it?
They carry that same helmet that thousands of
Oh,
people use.
I usually
Carry
when I'm
the
in
shower
Thailand,
cap, right?
yeah. When I'm in Thailand, I wear this and I put the helmet on top. So yeah.
You wear a cap and then a helmet on top?
Yeah, because the helmets that they give you are not full face helmets or anything. It's just one of those clamshell helmets.
Does it have a visor?
It's, no, I use my sunglasses. So
Oh my gosh.
But
it's
in
like
Malaysia,
go-karting.
I don't think so.
you don't think it'll work
I
here?
don't think so.
I think it might,
Yeah?
because think about it. The other day, door to door, my house, which is in PJ, to the KL Convention Center, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
No way in hell you can do that in a car.
Yeah.
Bike. I was on my scooter. 25 minutes. I was there. I was actually early. If I had left in a car at the same time to get to that event, I would have been there when it was over, because I saw the jams. So Gojeks might actually work here.
It might, but
Inherently dangerous, but
I think Malaysians are very nervous about, see, when Uber and Grab first came here as well, people were nervous. There's an entire thing about getting into cars with strangers,
yeah.
right? What more bike?
Hey, but public taxis are strangers as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's one way to think about it. Yeah. But for bikes, I think you're more exposed to the elements, you're more exposed to the guy's riding style.
Yeah,
So there are a lot more elements at play. But
that's true.
in terms of convenience,
And also
yes.
the elements. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be raining. It
Yeah,
could start
exactly.
raining halfway through your journey, and then you're heading for a
precisely.
meeting,
Then
and
even worse, right?
you're drenched.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, you guys are getting very conversational, but very touchy-feely about all this biking. Anyway, just to backtrack a little bit, let's talk about Grab and Uber since we're on that subject. I used to be a firm believer in e-hailing,
Ride-sharing.
ride-sharing, Uber and Grab basically.
Yeah.
You guys have used Gojek in Indonesia.
I've used it
is
in
it called
Thailand.
Gojek in Thailand as well?
I don't know.
No, in Thailand,
Something
they're
else. It's an extension of Uber, right?
no, there's a special name for them. They're bike taxis.
Yeah, which seems to work really great, but I don't think it's going to be legalized here in any shape or form. Uber and Grab. Getting back to subject. I used to be a firm believer because I thought it was very convenient. I still do, until all these lawsuits about sexual harassment, unethical work culture, toxic work culture, gender inequality, and all that sort of thing, plaguing Uber right now, and they're bleeding money in the millions. And you've got CEOs and COOs resigning 6 months into the job. So I think it's a terrible reflection of the business. It probably isn't a very viable business to run now that you're 3-4 years into the industry, right? Yeah. You're an avid Grab user.
I use Grab. I use Grab.
You don't use Uber?
No,
I use them interchangeably.
You want to know why I only use Grab? Because my phone can't take the other ones. I got a cheap phone, not enough memory. So it's either Uber or Grab. So I chose
I was
Grab.
going to say he likes Grab.
I knew you were going to think that.
Chris,
but
right?
no.
He's gonna come out with something like that.
Something shady.
Are there female Grab and Uber?
Yeah. So I got into a car with many of them.
Really?
I had
I've
one
never had
experience with a female driver, Uber. This was a couple
You
of
want to
years.
just turn off the camera?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I need to share my experience because I don't think I want to go with Uber right now, let alone Grab, because I think
So this female driver was Uber?
I've had good, but then I've got good and bad experiences, But in light of recent things, I just don't think I want to support.
So you'd rather use the public taxi? Or buy a bike?
See, it's a catch-22
Yeah,
thing. You want to do this, but then you can't. You
Yeah.
want to go for Grab, but then you can't. It's very difficult.
I think the bigger picture, right? Let's look at the bigger picture. In terms of convenience, it's super convenient.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. You can
I was just about to say that. actually.
You can be in any country that
Yeah.
Uber is present in.
Yeah.
Just tap and go.
See, sometimes when I go to Australia and all, they're so strict about drinking and driving. It's so easy to call to call Uber.
In that respect, I think, it's
Actually, you
wonderful.
don't even have to call Uber if you're so piss drunk, right? The restaurant.
Yeah, they'll call you on.
Yeah,
Are they
they'll call you a
legally
cab.
bound to
Yes, they are.
to call a...
Yes.
So
yes.
in terms of that, of course, it's very convenient. I don't have to go to the side of the road to find a cab and haggle with him. I've had many experiences where you go up to a taxi stand and there are a few taxis over there. But
Nobody wants to take you to where you
Yeah,
want to go.
exactly.
And if they do, they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
They'll turn off
exactly.
the meter
Yeah.
and say, okay, it's 50 ringgit. When you know for a fact, at the most, it's going to cost 15.
Yeah, exactly.
stupid lah.
Exactly.
It's
It's one of the reasons why many people turn away to use Uber. and Grab.
I say the public taxi service brought this upon themselves.
They did, yeah.
They've given Uber and Grab have given Malaysians an option, you know, and the same thing is this, you know, lamenting about it now is a bit too late. You know, you should have
Yeah.
revamped your system. It's always a knee-jerk reaction here, isn't it?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
you know, it's something comes out and then you're like, oh, you know, you're bleeding us. You're messing with our bread and butter.
People don't realize that nothing lasts forever.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Technology is going to keep up.
Even I'm gonna die someday.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Don't jump the gun.
Anyway, like I said, I believe that, you know, they brought this upon themselves. How many Matthew, you had some bad experiences and you mentioned some just now about Uber and Grab passengers getting left by the side of the road, getting molested and whatever it is. But how many more bad instances have we heard about from the public taxis out there?
A lot more.
A lot more.
That's
lot
also
more,
because
I
they've
would
been
say.
around for very, very long.
You know that case about the sexual harassment. At least they caught the guy. They have his entire
And that's another thing.
data.
It's safer that way, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you Grab, when you Uber, it's recorded.
Yeah.
You know your driver's name. It's got a picture. Later, after your journey is over, they send you a receipt.
Yeah.
So everything is recorded. If I left something in the car, I know which car it was left in.
Yeah.
You know, and I can always call them up and say, hey, I'm sorry, I left my laptop in your car or something.
So, of course, there's good and bad to everything, like Uber and Grab especially, you know. But I think let's take it a step further. For it to be truly, to be able for it to reach its full potential, I think it should be a national agenda.
It should be properly regulated.
should be properly
I think,
regulated,
yeah,
yeah.
they're voting for it right now.
If the government can come up with a system like what this ride-hailing entire thing is right now, if the government can invest money and come up with their own ride-hailing application, for example, call it My Taxi, whatever, you know, and it's a government thing. It's a national thing. They can make money out of it as well. So
Regulated.
it's
Monopolized.
properly regulated. You won't have unhappy cabbies. You'll give your citizens a chance, another scope of to get a job. You know, it can be properly done. But instead of putting it in the hands of private companies, you know, and it can be a national thing, and it can be done really well if they do it well.
I'm all for it because public transport here, as you know, it needs to be improved. Yes, we've got now the MRTs and the LRTs and trains, KTM commuter and all that.
They've come a long way, lah.
Definitely, they've come a long
yeah.
way. I mean, credit where credit is due. It has improved. It used to be terrible. But why I like Grab or Uber for that matter is that the other day I had to send my bike to some very obscure location. Where you see tumbleweeds, and that's how obscure it was.
What were you doing there?
I was sending my bike for a sticker to get stickered up. Anyway, beside the bike.
Got tumbleweed. Oh.
No, tumbleweed was an exaggeration, but you know how to exaggerate. Never let the facts get in the way of a good story. So, it was way out in the boondocks, and I opened my Grab, and there was a single car, because it usually shows you how many cars there are around. There was a single car about 5 kilometers away, and I'm like, I'm dead. No taxis, no bus service, nothing.
Dead town.
Sorry?
Dead town? Dead area.
It was
Tumbleweed.
very tumbleweed, so you know how dead it was. I clicked, and he actually came over and got me. I would still be standing at the side of the road if I was waiting for a bus or a regular taxi. You know, and some taxis don't even want to go out further because it costs them too much to get out
Make a
there.
return trip.
To make a
They're
return
going to charge
trip.
you for the return
And they're going to
trip.
charge
That's
you
the
for the
problem. Grab
return
and Uber,
trip.
they don't do
exactly.
this.
Yeah,
They don't do this. Yeah.
So in the hindsight, I mean, in the short term, these companies, Uber and Grab, they can make it better by being more stricter with their hiring rules.
Of the people who are
Of the
actually
people
driving,
who,
yeah.
you
A
can-
screening process.
Screening process.
Yeah, criminal record or not, that sort of
In
thing.
that way, they can. I'm not quite sure why they didn't do it previously, but that's.
I would think there would have been some. At
I
least a
feel
bit
like
of
the
screening.
screening process is, I think they are a little bit more lenient on the process right now. You get a lot more.
Because they want more drivers, right?
Yeah,
And that's a problem.
The thing is, they're trying to compete so competitively with Grab, and then the only way to beat Grab or to outplay each other is by reducing your fares.
Yeah.
And if you do that, the drivers are going to get less cut.
Yeah.
And the turnover rate is like some 50% or something like that for Uber drivers. It's crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, moving forward, we can make it safer. But I personally think that if the government can do it on their own, I think that'll be an answer for the problem with the cabs.
Possibly.
Maybe. I'm sure they thought about it. Just not people.
I'm still hoping a bike Grab or bike Uber. You know,
Yeah,
comes up.
but then the passengers who get on the bike Uber, they're not going to be, unless it's regulated or it's enforced that
like in Thailand.
like to carry a spare helmet for your passengers.
You have to.
Like that.
You
you
have
have
to.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Thailand, passengers in Bangkok, the passenger doesn't need to. If it's a short distance,
see?
they don't have to wear a helmet.
Yeah,
You can
it's
if you
not a
want
big
to.
problem here.
But here it's mandatory. You have to. So yes, they will have to have a proper helmet, maybe a removable inner liner or something like that. But if you needed to move around the Golden Triangle really quick, there's no other way but a bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe the what's the thing called, the monorail.
Monorail.
The monorail.
Those are expensive, man.
Maybe the monorail.
And packed and slow.
And packed and slow. I mean, a bike for
So old.
to get you from, I don't know,
So-
KLCC to somewhere else.
I tried
within
using
the
it
Golden
once
Triangle.
for the fun of it. It took so long.
The monorail?
And so packed.
The monorail?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
There you go.
mean, there's ups and downs to everything. Uber and Grab can be better. Of course, it can be better.
Pros and cons everywhere.
As with anything else, yeah.
But I think your idea is a nice one. I mean, regulate it.
Yeah.
You know, make sure it's properly done, sanctioned.
But I think the Malaysian government they have a stake in Uber or something, right?
Do they?
Do they?
I thought they invested money.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, 30. So yeah, they invested.
So
some
there we
money
go.
to-
Yeah. So maybe better.
I think
Why not
so.
Grab? I only use Grab. So,
Grab Singaporean, right? Isn't it?
is it? So that's why I cannot, is it?
Local.
Maybe.
Tanchong one,
Oh yeah, it's Anthony Tan through Tan Chong. Yes, correct. That's true. So
Anthony. Hey, Anthony. I use Grab.
pass him discounts. Yeah. So yeah.
But personally, I think, I don't know, man. I don't know where Uber is going to go. I'm not sure if they're going to be around much longer. In hindsight, will you guys invest? Let's say, backtrack, maybe 2 years ago when Uber just burst onto the scene, would you have invested? You would.
I would.
You would, because you're going to make so much money. And a lot of investors are
Wait,
are
invest in
counting on
terms of the company or become a driver
No,
himself?
not a
I would rather
driver.
drive, but my cars are too old.
Yeah, so you're not going to make the cut.
That's another
unless
thing.
you buy a new car.
Why can't it be old cars? You know, Uber Classic,
Safety. and
Grab
all that.
Classic,
yeah.
Grab Classic. You know, Anthony,
But
Grab
you guys
Classic.
You're going to charge a premium for that.
Yeah,
what
of
if
course.
something goes
Hey,
wrong?
but you know, I pick you up in a Jaguar E-Type. You don't like?
Dude, these guys did something in a McLaren, man.
Yeah, you guys did something. Was it McLaren?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was McLaren.
Do you even use Grab and Uber?
I mean, I'm a bit cheap, so I always compare the prices.
Or you even have the time to do that? You might need a new phone for you to do that.
No, I need a new phone if I need to download.
Bro, it
something.
makes a lot of difference, right? When was it? I think it was last Thursday or Friday. A ride from Kota Damansara to Mid Valley, Uber said $30. Grab 15.
Half
Uber
price.
is 30
Half
bucks.
price, bro. Half
Unbelievable.
price, yeah. And I was telling the Grab car driver, where was I going? Sorry, I was going to Jaya 33 to pick up the Volvo S90 I'm currently driving. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well,
was
one
15
thing I
ringgit
like.
for
One
Grab.
thing I like about Grab is that the fee is right up front.
Yeah.
You know, if it's 10, if it's 15, if it's 5, if it's 3, it's right up front.
That's
And
an estimate, isn't it?
No, that's what I paid.
Flat.
Flat.
And they even hook you up with taxi drivers. There's a Grab taxi, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there is Grab Taxi. There's Grab Share.
Yeah.
You know, you can.
So
There's one carpooling thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where you
Grab
go-
Share,
you-
Grab Share.
you have
that's
to
really
go
cool.
out
That's
of
really
town.
cool.
Yeah.
I use them from time to time, interchangeably, like I said earlier. But I don't know, man. Moving forward, I don't know if I'm going to be using Grab. Just recently, there was this woman who was in Puchong. I know what you mean about isolated case and all that, but then it's really unfortunate to see that people are using Uber as a platform to mug other
mug
people.
people, yeah,
And
well.
as a result of that, she was 1 month plus into a pregnancy and she lost the baby.
That's horrible.
was-
That's horrible. Yeah.
you know, what can I say without this? Is such a sensitive topic, but you got to feel for the lady. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
doubt
yeah.
dude, that
Yeah.
that was just completely messed up. And such things happen all around the world. You know, if you keep up with
You're
with the news in India, such rape cases,
Yeah,
mugging
unfortunately.
happens a lot. You know, even in London.
Happened on a bus in India, remember?
Oh, that was many years
Yeah,
ago.
that was
that
terrible.
was messed
Happened on a
up.
bus.
Man. So
Bad things can happen anywhere.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, some drivers are very chatty, so you can talk to them. And as I was telling you all, some of them even have experiences where people call for a car and just bolt. They don't pay for it.
After the journey.
Yeah.
Just bolt.
Yeah, they
There you
just
go.
bolt. You know, so
They're at the losing end as well, if you
so
think
what,
about it that way.
what can the driver do? The driver can just blacklist the person, but they can just start another profile.
Yeah.
You know, some of these international students, you don't have an IC number, you just put a fake passport number, whatever, and what's the worst that can happen, right?
Free ride, right? It's
Exactly.
terrible.
Well, in that respect, then I think Grab and Uber are better because you know who's your driver. I mean, I've gotten into taxis, regular taxis, where the license on the dashboard is a completely different person from the
Yeah, I
fella
remember
driving.
those days, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you know who are those people? I know girls who will only use Grab or Uber. They will never use public regular taxi again.
I think what
because
they
of that.
can do, what this Uber and Grab companies can do, is open a new feature, start a new feature for female riders. I mean, for
Oh, like
Passengers?
like the
Passengers,
car park ladies only kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. So
Could be, yeah. Why not?
you can
Yeah,
only
then it's gonna bring, it's gonna cause problems like easily targetable or things like that. It's the same discussion we had when we introduced when car park operators introduced the ladies only car
Ladies
park.
only parking.
Like in Mid Valley, sole lady driver.
Yeah, the pink
carpoolers.
area.
So
Yeah, I remember
it's-
But then you have people, you have these ladies who actually have a guy by the side, but the guy just gets down so the lady can go and park at the.
Yeah,
There's still people who are
yeah,
going to
yeah,
abuse the system, right?
Yeah.
But I know what you mean about Uber female.
There are ways around it. If I'm not mistaken, there is a country that started it. It's just not coming to my mind right now. But there are such ride-hailing applications where it's only for
ladies, yeah.
females.
Yeah, we have trains where the coach is only for ladies.
Yeah. I was actually watching this video of
Guy getting beaten up.
Yeah,
I saw
man.
that. The women beat the shit out of him because he got on the wrong coach.
Yeah.
Now, whether he did it on purpose or whether he was just got on and he didn't realize it was a coach only for women.
Yeah.
But they beat the shit out of him.
girl power.
Yeah, man. They all watched Wonder Woman. That's why.
Hell hath no fury like us.
Yeah.
Woman's scorn. Yep.
There's a
You should remember that you just got married.
Not here.
keep that in mind.
She's sitting right there. She's smiling now, but you're gonna get it.
Not yet. Chris, stop it.
Sorry.
There is actually an app for women riding pink
Yeah.
Riding pink.
Yeah.
Oh,
For Uber,
Right
right?
now in Malaysia.
Nice.
Uber or what?
in Malaysia. Not Uber, it's a new app.
New app, right? It's just for
Cool.
women. Yeah.
And Bosch actually has this campaign with them for Raya and all that.
Bosch.
Oh,
Well done, Bosch.
Yeah. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you guys. Well done for the initiative.